I can't say that I'm surprised. The Christian veteran who beheaded satanic statue at Iowa Capitol has been charged with a hate crime. Now, I understand it on the surface why he was charged with a hate crime. I don't agree with the idea of hate crimes, but I understand it. The argument, of course, being that this is a religious symbol. He went in and he desecrated it for religious reasons and explicit religious reasons. Imagine if this was any other religion doing it to any other religion. The issue, however, is that there have been numerous instances where the far left have desecrated statues, destroyed them, and they do not get charged with hate crimes. In fact, they go through the procedure of having them formally removed, even when people vote against it, because the machine is set in one direction, and we all know. Now, I got to be honest. I disagree with the destruction of the satanic statue. It's what they wanted. They want to be able to accuse the right of all these things. They want you to be the violent ones because they have the institutions right now. We have to win control of the institutions, and we have to win confidence through culture and make it unthinkable that this man could be charged. Now, perhaps that's the plan. Perhaps that's the direction we're going. I'm not a fan of vandalism. I'm not a fan of someone destroying someone else's property because they disagree with the message or the ideas behind it, though I do disagree with the satanic attack on Christianity and wokeness and all of that stuff. I'm not a fan of people destroying other people's property. I think you're allowed to have a Satan statue. That being said, there is a clear double standard here. We'll go through the news and we'll talk about some other instances. Now, there have been statues that have been destroyed by the far left, and they have gotten jail time, so we'll talk about that. But let's read the news. Michael Cassidy has been charged with a hate crime for beheading a statue of Satan at the Iowa Capitol. Cassidy drove up to Iowa after the satanic display was erected in the state capitol and took it down. He'll be arraigned on February 15th. Polk County prosecutors charged Cassidy with felony third-degree criminal mischief, saying that he acted in violation of individual rights under Iowa's hate crime statute, the Des Moines Register reports. You see, the issue here is, the reason why the Satanists want the statue there is that Christian conservatives have been trying to get the 10 Commandments at courthouses and other places or outside of them. And the argument became, if one group can have their ideology represented, so can anyone else. So they bring their statues of Satan as a direct challenge to Christianity. Cassidy has been charged with misdemeanor fourth-degree criminal mischief the day after the beheading, but has been informed that he may be liable for further charges. Spokesman for the Polk County Attorney's Office, Lynn Hicks, said that evidence shows the defendant made statements to law enforcement and the public indicating he destroyed the property because of the victim's religion. This is what resulted in the hate crimes charge. Hate crimes are stupid. The idea that we would say it's a criminal action to destroy a statue, but the reason behind it changes everything. Well, you did the thing. Okay, that's it. We should just have a uniform code on this one. Hicks further elaborated on how much it would cost to replace the statue of Baphomet, constructed by the Satanic Temple, which would be between $750 and $1,500. The extremely litigious Satanic Temple had filed their own damage estimate, saying that it would be $3,000 to replace the statue. Cassidy, a former military officer who ran for Congress, pushed over and decapitated the statue of Baphomet, which had been put up by members of the Satanic Temple of Iowa. The Satanic Temple had been given permission for the display. Cassidy discarded the head of Baphomet in the trash. My conscience is held captive by the word of God, not to bureaucratic decree, and so I acted, Cassidy said at the time. He has raised $84,000 for his legal defense on his Give, Send, Go, and Turning Point USA pledged $10,000 to help. Cassidy spoke at Turning Point USA's America Fest in Phoenix in December 2023, saying that the statue was an abomination. He said that people need to wake up to what is happening in the world. They may think it's a joke, that they triggered us, but the devil is real, and we have to be ready. This one's tough, isn't it? While I think property rights are important, I have questions about whether or not we should be putting up religious displays in courthouses as it is. The fascinating thing, however, is the shift this country has gone through, where it would have been unthinkable 20 years ago to put up a satanic display. My friends, I was listening to the song by Panic at the Disco. What's it called? I Write Sins, Not Tragedies, or whatever. I chime in with the haven't you people ever heard of closing the goddamn door? No, you know that song? On YouTube, they censored the word God. This is like, how long ago was that? 15, 20 years ago? 20 years ago, probably 2004. You could not say God damned in a YouTube video. Now, I apologize to my Christian friends for, they don't like it when you say the Lord's name in vain and all this stuff. I'm not a Christian. However, I am conflicted. The world is not free of ideology, morality. The United States is founded on Judeo-Christian moral values, mostly a Christian moral framework. And with those things, we grew prosperous. I don't believe in the Bible or anything like that, but I do believe in God, and I do respect the good things that have come to to humanity because of these moral values of Christianity. I'm not ignorant to this. And so the challenge I'm faced with is this. There is no simple world where we can all hold hands and everyone can be a multicultural utopian where Jews, Muslims, Christians, and everybody's holding hands and singing songs. I don't believe in that. I believe that even though most people may lose fervor, right, with the Reformation, Christians have never been the most brutal of the Abrahamic religions. That's true. I think Islam has been substantially more brutal if you look at the jihad and you look at even today. I just don't see a world where even with Reformation, Satanists and Christians are going to hold hands and sing songs. They may stop fighting at some point, but herein lies the challenge. There are certain things that are morally beneficial, factually, logically, and socially beneficial from Christianity and Judaism that you don't see with wokeness in the far left. The ideas represented by the Satanists, they try to play it like it's libertarian, but they've gone full woke. And now they entertain authoritarian crackdown. And that exemplifies the idea of evil so much. Offering you freedom, free will, choice, pleasures. And then the moment you say yes, they beat you to a pulp and become full-scale authoritarians. Whereas the inverse has happened with Christianity. The idea was you were given free will, do what you must with it. And so some people choose to be evil. And that's what I was taught when I was growing up Catholic. God gives you free will. You must decide whether or not to be a good person. Whereas it seems Satanists tell you they will let you be free and responsible for yourself, but then immediately adopt authoritarianism. And therein lies the challenge. We will not create a country that is free of ideological influence. And if that is the case, what must you choose? Satanism? Christianity? Or any Hellenistic religion? Odinism? Odin, the one true god of king of the gods? I don't know. My point is simply this. We watch evil people do evil things every day and they get away with it. This guy does what is no different than what the far left has done, tearing down statues of, say, Frederick Douglass. For ideological reasons, he damaged a statue. To be fair, this was a temporary display that doesn't cost all that much money. The far left has torn down substantially more important statues and stripped them from our cities and without due process, without voting on it. They just unilaterally do it. Why should this guy first? Let's just start here. The guy shouldn't get a hate crime charge. I think he should get a ticket. I think they should be like, you destroyed someone's property. You got to pay for it. Like, that's fair. If they want to argue it's 3,000, I think it's a civil issue. And that's it. Dude, you destroyed someone's stuff. You got to pay for it. The idea that we're at this point where this guy is going to get a hate crime charge for it, man, dark days indeed. If I had to choose, and I'm so waiting for the lefties to go nuts over this, between Satanism and Christianity, it's no question it's Christianity. If there was going to be a state religion, I would pray it would not be Satanism. These people are manipulative. They're deceivers. They're evil. Christians have proven themselves to be, I'm sorry, weak. I'll take it. You take a look at what a Christian nation has gotten us. Free speech, the right to peaceably assemble, innocent until proven guilty. I'm like all these really great things that protect us from evil, from despotism. And at the same time, it has tolerated the rise of evil, which is unfortunate. So I look at it this way. You may get, in the end, evil. But if you start with Christianity, there's going to be bad things. And you'll have this period where you work through bad things and things become very good. And then it gives rise to leniency, which results in the rise of evil. As opposed to supporting evil, where you instantly consolidate all of the bad things and life sucks. I view it like capitalism versus communism. Capitalist systems tend to monopolize. Free market capitalism, I believe, absolutely does see power coalesce in the hands of a few. And you hope that competition, real competition, can combat that. But eventually, some corporations get too powerful. Now, of course, people say, yeah, but government gets in the way, and they're the reason. Nah, that's BS. The East India Trading Company wasn't beholden and locked down by government. They grew massive and powerful because you can. An organization's an organization. Now, I would still choose capitalism over communism any day, even knowing capitalism does result in power centers forming. Why? Communism is like saying, I'm going to snap my fingers and condense authority into one point where they will oppress everyone. Capitalism is, let's let the system do its thing. It may tend towards monopolistic control and oppressive systems. We can always break those systems after 100 or 200 years. I take a look at Satanism versus Christianity, and I'm like, Satanism will lie to you, trick you into destroying yourself, sacrificing morals, sacrificing logic and the future generations for short-term pleasure. And then, before you know it, you are a slave to the machine. That's what it is, right? The devil offers you the deal. I'll give you whatever you want. What do you want right now? And you're like, pleasures. And they're like, you got it. And then you've sold your soul and you're a slave. That's literally what this is. The woke left, Satanist temple, espouse these beautiful things about being responsible for yourself, being your own God, having free will. And then when you say yes, all of a sudden, now they're like, oh, by the way, here's the vax mandate. Here's the lockdowns. Do as you're told. Shut up or else. It's not a world I want to live in. Again, to go back, hate crime over this? That's wild. I hope this guy beats this. That's a stupid charge. He should get, honestly, he should be charged. Civil disobedience warrants, in my opinion, a criminal charge. And that would mean 20 hours of community service and restitution. I think that's the charge being appropriate for the crime. But of course, in today's day and age with the bias system, you ain't getting it. I'll leave it there. Next segment's coming up at 6 p.m. on this channel. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll see you all then.